On June 16, 1858, when accepting the nomination to run for Senate, Abraham Lincoln very famously quoted Jesus by saying that from the 12th chapter of Matthew, and he quoted Jesus as saying, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Lincoln's opinion that the nation could not continue being half slave and half free. Welcome to all of you joining our vlog from our video from St. Mark's Episcopal in Dalton, Georgia. The context of Jesus' quote is the story of the Pharisees were accusing Jesus of being agent of Satan. They were saying that because he was able to cast out demons. Jesus responded with the logic that if Satan cast out Satan, that Satan's house was divided and Satan's kingdom will not stand. So obviously he could not be part of Satan, but from God. Lincoln historian Francis Berry recently wrote observing that while Lincoln's quote is very famous and often used, at the time it was used against Lincoln in his Senate race against Stephen Douglas. In the first debate, Douglas accused Lincoln of being divisive, of inflaming tensions and conflict. Lincoln lost the election for Senate. However, Berry points out that Lincoln recovered from this and was elected president just 2 years later by changing his approach towards those with whom he disagreed. According to Berry, he says that in future speeches and culminating with the first inaugural address that Lincoln had, Lincoln expressed personal empathy, stating that opponents were doing just what we would do in their situation. He observed that the tolerance of differences contribute to unity. A house divided against itself, a house divided can stand, according to Lincoln. In his first inaugural address, he said, "We are not enemies, but friends. Though passions have strained it, it must not break the bonds of affection." Jesus concluded his first inaugural address by appealing to our better angels of our nation. Yes. Well, Jesus concluded his discussion with the Pharisees by stating that if it is of the Spirit of God that I act, then the kingdom of God has come upon you. During our time of political and social and religious division, let us try to understand and to tolerate people with whom we disagree and have faith, like Lincoln did, that toleration of differences can unify. Thanks be to God.